Hello, gorgeous soul. Are you ready for an extreme planetary grand finale? Yes, it's the final season of Neptune in Pisces. All the weird, magical, strange, and absolutely bonkers stuff that's happened in the past 11 years is here, and it's going to be peak. It's going to be more. It's coming to a conclusion that ends in January 2026. On top of that, we've got Pluto direct, a Grand Air Trine, a kite, and a mystic rectangle. What does it mean? Absolute clarity and transformation. Here's your monthly astrology. Hey Aquarius, wow. You are in such a transformative period. You are going through change. You are going through a personal revolution. Now, as you know, Pluto, the planet of transformation, is in your sign for a very long time, and it's going to have a profound effect on you. But did you know at the moment it's doing something quite rare? It's out of bounds, which means it's not, in a nutshell, the easiest way for me to say it to you is it's not controlled by the sun. So it's uncontrollable. It's doing its own thing, basically. And it's on the south side. There are two sides it can go out of bounds. If it's on the north side, it can be a little bit scary and destructive. But on the south side, it's revolutionary. And it's about community. And we're seeing that in the external world. But no doubt, my darling, you are experiencing a personal revolution in your own life. Unlike potentially anything you've seen before. And this is the beginning. But it's the beginning of you truly finding yourself and actually not playing by anybody else's rules. That is distinctly in your nature anyway. You are a free spirit. You love community, but you also like the individual. You want to be a unique soul. You respect other people's unique soul, but you're also very aware we're all connected. But right now, you are going all out, or you might have found that you've got these urges to do things really differently. And this month is no different. In fact, Pluto's been going retrograde, so perhaps you've been thinking about your life in the past or what stopped you having freedom. Perhaps there's been sort of patterns or opportunities that came from the past and you're like, oh, it's all been quite... No doubt it's been very surprising. But right now, when Pluto goes direct this month, you are ready for a rebirth, for a transformation and for change. Now, Mercury, the planet of communication, is in wild, abandoned, adventurous place for you. And you may be torn between, do I do what I'm meant to do? Do I, you've probably got lots of responsibilities. You're doing the right thing. And yet there's another part of you says, do you know what? Maybe it's time for me to go my own way, stretch my wings. You might get this urge to travel the world, to change location, to study something you've never studied before, to you want to feast on knowledge. And because Chiron is involved on the 3rd, there may be something in you that maybe you were told when you were younger or at certain points in your life, oh, you can't do that, you're not capable of this, you're not capable of that, and it stopped you doing something that you wanted to do. If that's the case, that is healing this month. You're going through a big transition with that. On the 4th, we've got Venus, the planet of love, in a very intense position for you. That is up until the 13th, that makes you feel really primal emotions. And normally you might push those down, but right now you just have desire, longing. You want to be in your power. You want to stand in your truth. And the universe, your North Node, or the North Node, is saying to you, come on now, what is security? And security for you may look very different than it does for other people. But you are digging some foundations, but there's a part of you that is kind of not quite committed, and you're working that out this month. Mercury is shifting signs, and for you, it's going into a place that is allowing you to chase your dream on a very practical level. And you're building, and you're putting yourself out there, and you're putting your best foot forward, which is fabulous. Now, the big news of this month, well, actually, there's lots of big news, but when we have the full moon, supermoon in Aries, because it's got that sort of connection to Chiron, you are like, rah, I feel that I want to really express myself, but, can I do it? Will I be kind of, will I get myself in trouble? Will I be embarrassed if I really say what I think? And this full moon will clear that out. It's a psychic and soulful cleansing so that you are freed to express yourself. And you might, in a moment of intensity, say exactly what you're thinking and feeling. Now, Mercury is square Pluto during this full moon, which creates, a bit of tension. But it's also releasing you to be yourself. And you have to ask yourself this question: who am I in the world? How do people see me that aren't my intimate, close people? Like, how does your best mate see you compared to the people around your work, or if you're not working, your community? Are you different, or how are those two things balanced? If they meet you, are they meeting the same person, or are you totally different behind closed doors? If so, funnily enough, you're bringing your uniqueness and how you are behind closed doors and your ideas and your creativity and your off-the-wall thinking into the world in a very constructive way. Or you're heading in that direction. There's opportunity for that. Venus, the planet of love, is then changing signs and taking you on a wild adventure from the 13th. You're like, yeah, baby, take me on an adventure, but you've got to be careful because it is opposing Neptune, not to kind of dream about things, say things, or commit to things. You're like deciding to climb Everest while wearing a flip-flop and eating a carrot. No, you want to do things that are well thought out. And if you do that, you will have the very best adventures. Now, the big day for all of us is the 14th, and particularly you, as Pluto is going direct. You feel this shift. The past is leaving you. You're going through a rebirth. You're going through the transformation. And then we have a Grand Air Trine, a kite, and a mystic rectangle. This is big news. What do these things mean? Well, we have Venus trine Uranus, making you adventurous and free-spirited. We have Venus trine Pluto. You're not frightened of change. It all reaches that point of a personal revolution for you on the 14th. We have a Grand Air Trine combined with all this that allows you to see the bigger picture. You rise above it and you suddenly see what you need to do to express your authentic self, go after your dream, and also have fun and adventure with it. You are called by your soul to make changes, and you will see and know, more like a deep knowing, what changes you need to make. And a kite raises us above the situation and allows us to look down. And you are heavily involved in this. And you will be talking, communicating, and laughing and creating your way into a fabulous future. Not saying it might not always be easy, but certainly you're excited and you're thrilled by life. And the mystic rectangles always bring us a kind of envelope of truth. And this is the moon is sextile Venus, which is trine Pluto, which is sextile Neptune, which is trine the moon, and the moon is opposite Pluto. And there's a lot going on, darling, but in a nutshell, you'll have the answers on the 14th. I mean, if not the 14th, you'll have the feeling on the 14th, and the message will come within a week. But it's very deep and it's very important. And also you have the opportunity to really transform something when it comes to your career, when it comes to your reputation, when it comes, if you're not working, to your juice of life and what you want to do in this next phase of your life. The new moon in Libra is still plucking on the theme of adventure, which really is your key word for this month. How can you stretch yourself? Where do you want to go? What do you want to do that's a little bit different? What horizons do you want to gallop towards? The new moon is a perfect opportunity for you to manifest that, if it's not happening directly now, and to release any fears you've got about really expressing yourself and really doing things differently and shaking things up. Now, the big news this month is that Neptune re-enters Pisces. This is wild and extreme. And it talks to you about the last 11 years, how spiritually, emotionally, romantically, security and abundance have been for you. I would imagine in the past 11 years, there's been huge shifts and changes. And this is your moment to get the gift of that, to get the pleasure of that, to get the reward. And Neptune is there until January. So you've got this sort of golden period of possibility where you can magic up abundance and security, as long as you've dealt with your issues, of course. The sun then enters Scorpio. And again, you're thinking about, what do I want to do in the world? Who am I in the external world, not behind closed doors? But you get an opportunity to shine in that area. But there may be an internal struggle within you, as I said, about who am I as an individual and who am I collectively? But, you know, this is an ancient kind of interesting journey for you. But what's fascinating is this month you will get an answer. You'll find a way through. You'll be able to become the magician if you want to. There's also Mars trine Jupiter, which is very, very positive. You are really hyper-focused on achieving something. And whatever that passion is, whatever that desire is that you're focusing on, you've got a good chance of getting that. The Grand Water Trine is making you quite emotional about what you're doing in the external world, but also like very committed to it, very committed to your journey, very committed to your dream, and you're able to ground that dream and make it happen. Finally, we have Mercury entering Sagittarius, and there should be a lot of activities, and around Halloween and around the 29th, you'll be like, I want to mix with people, I want to network, I want to get myself out there, and there will be rewards with that. This month is absolutely fascinating. And by the way, it ends with Mercury sextile Pluto. If you want to make the changes, get out and about and network, and you may meet the right people that can help you move on to the next level. And that sense of community, which is a superpower of yours, will bring you something fabulous. Take care, gorgeous, and I'll speak to you soon. So why do we at Michele Knight give you a 5-minute, no questions asked guarantee? Well, our psychics are some of the very best in the world. They are handpicked. They have 5 rigorous test readings, the final one with me, and I require very detailed information, things they couldn't possibly know just by looking at Google or social media. We want you to be totally blown away by your reading, to feel that you've chosen a psychic who you can bond with, who gets you and gives you such specific information you feel completely reassured. If this doesn't happen within the first 5 minutes, don't be shy, just put down the phone and your minutes will be topped up or refunded. Your reading should be uplifting, full of clarity and advice, and leave you empowered to make the right decisions for you. We want Michele Knight to be your spiritual home.